First off, I want to thank all the fans who came today. That was huge. Everybody who came out. I mean, I know it wasn't all the way full, but everybody who was here was loud and really helped our team. So we're very appreciative to all the fans who came out. I mean, I know what it was like getting off my street the last 2 days. So, I know it was tough sledding getting here, but it really helped us out, helped our team out. It was a good win for us. We found a way. It wasn't pretty. We were a little bit off kilter. Our team's really good when we're in routine, but our routine's just been thrown way off with all this the last couple of days. And but we responded and we found a way. I thought we got great energy in the second half. I thought Johnny and Tillman and Hamdi came in and really gave us good energy when we subbed them in, and that really kind of turned the tide back in our favor. But happy to win it. Good win for us, and we need the week to rest up here a little bit before we head to Davidson on Friday night.
Now, Coach, you just played a great player today in Jalen Adams. He's one of the top scorers in the conference. You're about to go play the leading scorer in the conference, and Jack Gibbs. Is there anything you did today that you plan to do against him?
Well, hopefully we did what we did to Adams and not to Posley. No, everything's different. What they run, I mean, they run really good plays. I told Coach Smith I'm going to steal 2 of his ball screen plays. He's got good stuff, really good stuff. But how they get their shots for their guards is totally different than how Davidson gets shots for Gibbs. They're just out of motion and some crisscross stuff out of a 2-1-2 set. Their stuff's totally different. Just like what Richmond does for Jones is totally different. Everybody gets them different ways. How we get our shots for Mel and those guys is different than how other folks do. So, we'll game plan for Gibbs. I'll be honest, I'm exhausted. The last couple of days have been rough, and so we need to all rest tonight, and then we'll worry about them tomorrow as we move forward.
Are you guys hitting stride, or are you hitting peak, or where are you thinking?
No, I don't know. Hopefully we're continuing to get better. I mean, we can certainly get better defensively, but we're moving in the right direction. I think we are having other guys step up. Tillman's become pretty consistent for us. We keep him out of foul trouble in the first half, he could really blow up. But he's coming through in the second half for us, and Jaquan's been just off the charts. I mean, this is a run of 7 or 8 straight games, and we're playing at a high level, and he's playing at a high level, and Mel's still doing his thing, and we needed some guys today. Corey didn't have his normal game, but he'll bounce back and be good for us. But we got to keep getting better, keep improving, and we'll. I don't know. I think we got more in there, I guess is what I'm saying.
Coach, you're after down by 8. Where do you feel like was the turning point in the ball game where you did that?
Well, I thought those guys came in and brought the energy. I put in 3 subs when we were down 8. You're either going to look like an idiot or you're going to come back. And so, I felt like we needed a little bit of a jolt, and we needed to get some stops. We weren't really getting any stops. And those guys brought us back and got us stops. But I thought Hamdi didn't score it. He missed the free throws, but he was active around the offensive glass. He made some pretty good defensive plays for us. Tillman, you all saw what he did. Johnny was able to guard the ball and keep him out of the paint a little bit. So all in all, I thought those guys came in and helped us change the game. I thought Doug's corner 3 was a big 3. Kind of gave us a little bit of life. But I thought those guys really helped us kind of claw back. I was a little worried because when you come back like that, you need to get the lead. And we kept getting it to 1, or we kept tying it. We could never quite get the lead. But I knew once we got the lead, we could blow the top off of it a little bit. And once we were able to get the lead, the crowd got into it even more, and we were able to, gradually pull away a little bit.
Coach Wade, Melvin said he really didn't feel the need or the urgency to have to say anything to the guys when you guys were down big early in the second, not big, but by 8 or 9.
Yeah, I trust the guys. I trust the team. We've got a good way about us right now, good fight to us. There's no need to, now sometimes you got to be like a jockey and just keep hitting them, But sometimes you like that, Stuart, the horse reference here. Sometimes you got to, sometimes you just have a trust in what they do and how they go about their business. And I had a trust we're going to get back into it. I'm starting to develop that with the team, and you just got to know your team. Sometimes, at Wisconsin this year, I was on them to get us to come back. But right now, we're at a place where we don't really need that. We're gonna find a way. It's not always pretty, but we're gonna, kind of meander through and get back on path at some point. And I felt that way, and we did that. It was just about settling down and getting some stops.
Well, kind of following up on that, and you touched on it there, but can you describe how that might be different from 6 weeks ago, where that comfort level with just kind of...
Well, I have comfort in our work. I have more comfort in our preparation. I feel like guys are preparing better. Guys are working harder. And, you just feel like the tide's going to turn. We're going to make some plays. And we were able to make enough plays today.
How much do you think you withdrew from the piggy bank today, and how much do you think you put in?
I don't know. We've been putting it in every day. Our guys hadn't missed a day. I mean, our guys have been vigilant with that. We put the quarter in this morning. So starting to get, you can hear it shaking around in there now. So we just got to keep putting the deposits in every day. We got to keep getting good with the details. A couple plays today were details we talk about every day. We saved it to the right people a couple times. We watched the detail last week of the Memphis-Temple game where Memphis saved it right to the Temple player and he laid it in to tie the game. So we talked about that, worked on that. So our guys our guys are getting better with that stuff.
Bosley's line was really good, obviously, but it seemed like Adams has probably did be good with what he finished with. On the net, is that maybe what you were hoping for, just between the two of them?
Yeah, I was trying to limit them. I was really, I said it in the pregame, I was really worried about 21, and he killed us. I was really worried about him. He's a good player. He's a tough matchup for us. Those type guys are really tough matchups for us, and he really hurt us. I knew, we could probably survive 2 of the 3, but we couldn't survive all 3, and we were able to survive with 2 of the 3.
And you had some fast break opportunities early in the game that weren't fast break points, and is that part of that trust you're talking about of not feeling the need to rein them in off of that when they're not getting the looks?
Yeah,
exactly what you'd want?
Yeah, but Jaquan's just pushing it so hard and so fast, and he's just knifing his way to the rim. I mean, you got some trust in that. He's been doing it, and you kind of got to let him go a little bit. He's been able to finish them and drive it in there, and the guys believe in it, and the guys are sprinting with him and running with him, and we're able to he was able to get enough of them to go in to help us stave off them down the stretch.
How hard are you guys to handle when he's playing like he did today, 26 points, 7 assists, no turnovers?
Pretty good. I mean, he's playing well, and you got somebody who can score it inside like Tillman. I mean, we're pretty good. I mean, you got guards that are, you got electric guards like him and Melvin, or when him and KB and Melvin are playing well, or all you need is 2 of the 3 to really play well, and one of the post players, and you're going to be pretty good. That's 3 scores.
With Jaquan playing at the comfortable level he is, like you said, he's been playing high level for about 7 8 games. Do you think you'll have to pull Melvin off and playing the point guard role like you had him play early in the year?
Well, we're playing them both at point. We let Mel bring it up sometimes. We let Jay bring it up sometimes. We try to mix it up so teams can't figure out exactly where everybody is. Makes it a little harder.
I don't have to stand in front of you, but you haven't lost in the league. Dayton's lost once. I think St. Joe's has lost once. Are you starting to feel like there's some separation coming in this league now?
Paul, I hadn't even looked at it. I couldn't even tell you. I know we're 7-0. I don't even know what other team. I mean, I think Dayton's lost 1. Like you said, St. Joe's has lost 1, and I don't even know what the other teams have lost. I couldn't even tell you.
This was St. Bonaventure's 3rd. Everybody else is sort of 2 and 3, 3 and 3.
So what's
So what? What's my question?
yeah.
Are you starting to feel like you're getting some separation and that you're seeing?
No, if you ever if we lose this game today, then we're going on the road to a tough Davidson team trying to avoid losing 2 in a row. I mean, that's tough. You can never get comfortable. In a conference schedule, every game is going to be really tough. I mean, so, if we lose Friday at Davidson or win Friday at Davidson, you got to turn around and go to LaSalle, who beat Dayton at their play. It's just every game, and there's a chance if you're not on edge and ready to go, one loss can snowball into 2 or 3 really quickly, and it's tough to turn it. It's tough to turn that wave back. turn the tide back. So you got to keep it going like we're going.
Did you fight the roads, or did you just hunker down here for the weekend?
I fought the roads. We need a little bit better plowing in the city. I think most would agree. I lived in Massachusetts. This was no big deal when we were in Boston. They just kind of, just called a normal Sunday. But here we got a little ways. We got a little ways to go. But I brought my wife in with me this morning early so she could come to the game, and she was happy about that. But yeah, it's pretty rough, especially on the side streets. I think it's still pretty bad. But I seriously, I want to thank every fan who came. I know it was sacrifice to get here. It wasn't easy to get here. It wasn't easy to get out of your house, get out of your neighborhood, and that meant a lot to us. It was great. It was a huge jolt for us. I called Ed, our AD, last night at 9:30. I was worried. I said, Ed, I don't know how many people, because I'd driven home and I'd had a rough time getting home. And I said, Ed, this is bad. He said, I promise you 5,000 people will be there. I promise you at least 5,000 people will be there. I said, well, I believe you, but, and, sure enough, I think we had probably more than that. I don't know what the numbers say, but probably more than that. Everybody, what do the numbers say there, Paul?
76-37.
Oh, another sellout. All the tickets were sold, I guess. Another sellout. The streak lives on, right? Streak lives on. But hey, I tell you what, it was great. It was great. I don't know how many were here, but it sounded like 76-37. It sounded like 76-37 for sure. And I know people made sacrifices to get here. I'm sure people had to carpool. I'm sure people had to, I'm sure there was all sorts of stuff going on. And we appreciate it. It helped our team win, and it made a huge difference for us today.
Anything else, guys?
And you're impressed with the media members who made it here also.
Very impressed. Where's Tim? Is he snowed in?
I'm pitching. I'm filling in for Tim.
He's snowed in?
Couldn't get the job done.
You should have stopped by the guy.
I'm impressed with the media members, everybody who was able to make it. So surprised all the TV guys. Surprised they don't have you out like doing snow coverage.
That was the last 2 days. I'm fine here now.
That's what they used to do in Chattanooga. Everybody, when it would snow in Chattanooga, even the sports people, there was no sports. Everybody was out doing snow stuff.
We didn't have sports.
We were in the mountains, so there'd be stuff all. It'd be awful.
Mark wanted the room chilled, so it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, we came for shoot around this morning because the electricity went out over here yesterday. We were in practice, the electricity went out. It was wild. And so it was freezing in here this morning. Voyak, we did the TV. That was my press showing on TV when we did the interview. It was rough, but our guys found a way. It's like I told our guys, no excuses. Nobody cares. It's not like we're the only place on the East Coast that had a snowstorm. Everybody's dealing with this. I told my friends at St. John's, they're stuck in a hotel. Their game got transferred from the Garden back to on campus. Everybody's dealing with it. Everybody's dealing with it. So, got to make it happen. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody's going to care. Got to win, and we did. So, everybody be safe going home.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.